What's up, y'all? It's nighttime. The bus should be coming. It's coming from school. I wasted a little time. I didn't get to my labs today, but I had to talk about that. I told you my cable's broke. I don't have money to pay for DirecTV, and I'm working a pro job, and I'm hoping I get something better. But I got to really say something real deep, and this is a Trayvon Martin case. And I found out today, barely, that he's innocent. Not in my opinion, but they said he declared not guilty. Talking about George Zimmerman. The reason why I say that I don't use the N word, as I told you before, if you go to I just uploaded a video about calling George Zimmerman the N word, George Zimmerman the N word, because I told you that's why I love Latino culture so much. It has a lot of black and Spanish, which is white and Native American. And it's not too different from me. So I don't have no Spanish in my background, but I'm mixed with black, white, and Native American myself. But part in the dude, these many Latinos who don't look black do have African ancestry. And I keep telling y'all this. I keep telling y'all, as a mixed people, we gotta stop denying who we are. Because you see the result. This guy probably knew or acknowledged that he had black ancestry, and next thing he kills a brother. And here in America, and you think he's not black, but when we actually doing the case, we found out he is part black, not part black American, but part Afro-Hispanic. So his mother is an Afro-mestiza. She's not puro mestiza. She's not just Spanish and Indian, like some many do claim to be. Okay, and actually some of them are. Because you go to like Guatemala, they do have a little bit of African ancestry, but it's not. It wasn't too many Africans that went to Guatemala, but in Mexico, like for example, we said, what happened to all the blacks? Because it was more Africans than white people in colonial Mexico. Well, they did a lot of race mixing going on, and the same thing in Peru and other places. So they didn't have a one drop of black blood rule like they do here. So that's the whole reason why. Now let me get on the bus, y'all. Okay? Anyway. Oh, sorry. I'm back on the bus. Wait a minute. Anyway, the reason why I had to talk about this is because I told people before that many Latinos do have African ancestry, and many do not want to acknowledge it. Some do and some don't, because there's so much hidden. And one thing about Latin America that I despise, they go by looks, and then too, like one of the favorite saints of mine who did the Christ-like thing in Peru was San Martin de Porres, and he was darker than me. His father was white, Spaniard, and mother was African. So, and there's one thing I'm shocked that this should say, not Trayvon Martin, but George Zimmerman, who's part Peruvian. If he did, I do believe he was racist, but he better not show honor to San Martin de Porres. It don't make no sense. But point is, the reason why I'm very upset about the case, they let him go, and if it was a white boy that he had shot, I don't think that Afro-mestizo, Pocho, Latino Negro, because Zimmerman got African ancestry, will be found it not guilty. So give me your opinion on this, y'all, and quit ignoring the African part of Latino background, including maybe go in other places, okay? Because this is the whole reason why. Now, I'm not saying Latinos who are not racist towards African Americans, but what it is, when I think Latinos, the immigration of Latinos to, because remember, part of, like Texas was Mexico, and was stolen due to the fact that an Afro-mestizo president, Vicente Guerrero, the second president of Mexico, banned slavery from the Spaniards, and in 1826, and in emancipation 29, he was part Afro-Mexican, should I say. So Texas was part of Mexico, and the whole reason why the Alamo was about slavery, because white Anglo-Saxon Americans who came from Tennessee, Alabama, immigrated to Texas, bought black slaves, and free, and they want to fought against the father. And so, and as a person that read about race mixing and multiracialism, and we're all proud. Many of us, no matter what we look like, especially here in the African American and Latinos, are very part of the multiracial mix of African, European, and American, including some people who claim to be white. Okay, but people in the Americas, it wasn't until 2000, should I say, when we started to check more than one box. And I remember checking black, white, and Native Americans, and I was beyond the multiracial, more than put a multiracial category on census. The reason I'm bringing this up because you gotta look at this. The guy who killed Trayvon didn't believe that he was black, didn't think that he was black, and he had African ancestry. I'm not trying to be a one drop, because I don't believe in one drop rule. But let's say the one drop rule was a place. Do you think that he would get away with this? And do you think that he would even live in that community that he lived in? Targeting Trayvon. It's kind of shocking because here in Texas, I'm not saying every white person, but there are white people who talk trash about Latinos. And minorities, both black, people who are black, classified or identified, or non-African, non-Hispanic, African American descent, and those who are Hispanic sometimes find an idea by moving to a white community. When a Hispanic move in, they talk trash about the Hispanic. If it's Hispanic, they move to white men in the African American, they talk trash about the African American. And then y'all notice that over many here, like in Houston, many communities, mostly African American in descent and Latino, were not like that back in 1960 and beyond. And then after the integration, even though Latinos were classified as white, which I'm bringing this up, and but they were not socially white in society. That's when it started to move in. Many white people left those communities. I went to a predominantly Latino school because of many white people left. The school was predominantly white when I was a little child. Well, as I got older, before I went to the 6th grade, the Latino population was starting to grow. And most of them Mexican descent, should I say. So, you gotta understand, Trayvon Martin will still be alive in a way if we have acknowledged all mixed background, including Trayvon's. I do believe that him as African American, and I'm African American. I'm also Eastern French, English, Native American, and white English. So I'm all three, and so he is too. But if you notice, we have acknowledged all mixed backgrounds. Because lucky I'm not ranting. I was going to run on this video and talk trash about George Zimmerman, called multi and niggas and stuff, because he is part black Peruvian. His mother was Peruvian as a black grandfather. But the point of mine is, I started to be more intelligent. Plus, it's Sunday. If I go to Mass today, later on, because I'm missing church. But now, last week I had a headache. This is the trash I was going through at work. But y'all gotta think about this. We gotta stop making these people not who they are. Because it's no different than the nation Islam claiming to be 100% black, and they call us to be white, call white people devils, but many of them have white ancestry, and usually they pick those who run the nation Islam light skin, like Farrakhan. Before Michael Bates left, he didn't look like this in watch. He was in real life. We called him red. His grandfather was white. So his mother was biracial. And then you have Elijah Boo. I think I read something about he was Indian or white. He was light skinned. And then you had Wasfa Muhammad. If you saw Wasfa, who founded Islam, you would know that he did not look all that black. He could pass for white. Amen. I thought he was Mexican or mixed with Asian, like a hopper. But he was part black and part white. We don't know which side of the family tree. And we know in San Quentin they listed him as white. So he was not a good leader. I don't see how in the world, Elijah Muhammad considered this man God. But there's no such. The point is, if we in this country start making, influence people deny their mixed heritage, Trayvon Martin will be alive today because George Zimmerman thought that he was not black at all. And I'm not saying he was pure black, but he was not. He said he was not black. But we found out during the case that his mother, who's Hispanic, has Afro-Hispanic roots, and this is so shocking that I wasn't too shocked. It's just that for Peru, it's a lot of mixing, but it's not in detail compared to Mexico. Because remember, Mexico, the reason why Mexico denies its African roots is because of Jose Vasconcelos. Jose Vasconcelos is one that came up with the cosmic race theory, the Raza theory, cosmic theory. Is because he wanted to get rid of people who look black by race. And it was so stupid because you never know when you keep seeing them have children and over generation, you might come out with a gene that you not know about, the kid genes. So, but anyway, that's why you have, not all Mexicans. Actually, I have friends from Mexico who, some know about the mixture of African ancestry, but those like Veracruz, and I was in El Paso and Job Corps, and I speak Spanish, and Latinos who are from Juarez, the immigrants from Juarez, the Mexicans from Juarez who call me Jarocho because they're in Veracruz. I already know that the Gaspar Yanga was the co-founder of that town, of that state, because he was a runaway slave from the Spaniards, and he was a warrior. He fought against his master and all, but it's very heavily known that Veracruz have a lot of African mixing and Spanish Indian mixing. And I had a friend in high school who was Veracruz who was my color, camera with straight hair, white nose. He told him he's a Spanish and Indian and African and Chinese. And I wasn't talking about Chinese because we know that Chinese came in railroads to Mexico. And not only that too, that Chinese also mixed down there, and then you have singers like Ana Gabriel. She's made from Chinese. She's from Mexico. So, the point of the matter is that this is the reason why you have Mexicans and black fighting in jails like in LA. Mexican immigrants who have not no much race towards black Americans because they don't have contact. And usually Mexican American immigrants are not as racist as Chicanos here. And I'm going to explain why. Chicanos who grew up in thinking they were white because of white classification, not with that one drop rule mess, and they had African ancestry, is very hidden because after Mexico got rid of the Spain and became independent, later on the African, the blood part, the castas. Castas was a racial caste system where they placed whoever mixed in this way, and the idea was to keep the Spaniards who were born in Spain first, second the ones who were born in Mexico, and later on the mixed race people were the mestizo, mulatto, Afro-mestizos, and they had different names like Lobo and all the other names like that. Then they came to the Africans and the natives at the bottom. Well, they got rid of it, it was so racist, but they got rid of all the records who had African ancestry. So mixing was heavily going in Mexico. It was extreme. And so that's when this idea of the cosmic race theory, and I'm thinking I will not be shocked because I was talking to somebody at one of the Facebook Afro-Mexican groups, Mexican American, who actually she acknowledged her mixed African Spanish Indian ancestry, said something about the Guadalupe Treaty with America and Mexico, and that's when they classify Mexicans and other Latinos as white. So that's the whole reason why that Latinos, Chicanos, who you would say like in Texas, who did not come from Mexico, of course they was come from Mexico, but those who've been here for centuries, and I'm not saying all of them are racist, no, not. But you won't be shocked, they are, because they have bought into the idea, the white racist idea about blacks and other people, including all Mexican people. Because many times I've heard Mexican Americans here who born here and their parents born here call the WETBICK word towards the Mexicans, and then the Mexicans call them fortress. And when I say fortress, I don't want anybody to be offended. I'm not talking about Latino or Mexican or any Latino that will not grow up in a culturally Latino environment. Okay, I went to predominantly Latino school, so people make fun of me because I'm not stereotypically black to some people. But I'm talking about Portugal as in their idea to buy into the white race idea about blacks. But if they're not even racist towards blacks, they're racist towards other Hispanics or Latino immigrants, and they're Latino themselves. So that's what I'm talking about. And in this case, you see a part white, a part Latino man who has African mixture in his background, killing another man of Africa, a young man who's actually about to be he's a teenage boy on the way to be a man the next year. He was 17. Killed him in part because of his African American roots, but his African roots no different than this man Afro and Latino was in Peru. You get my point? So if we stop saying that people are pure, this and this not black based on this the ways they look, and that's why I call George Zimmerman the N-word, because he's part African descent. It does not make no sense. If you're part African descent, you kill another brother because they're African descent. It doesn't make any sense. So that's why I'm letting y'all know we gotta stop in this country making people deny who they are. And denying your roots is just stupid. And I'm gonna let everyone know that whatever you got in your background, go ahead and claim the truth. Don't say and deny, because you don't want your children end up being hating their other background that you don't want to acknowledge, and they kill some. What happened to the bus? Oh dang, we on Foundry? Cool, I catch the 81. Thank you Jesus, because I gotta go home. I live in Third Ward. Anyway, I'm about to go ahead and I see y'all later, y'all and put y'all on YouTube, and I'm happy to see y'all about to catch this bus. The bus number 2 stop Metro. Fix y'all buses. Bye.